Well, hello. Today's program is going to be extraordinary. We are talking about today in the C-Suite Network, Women's Coaching and Consulting Council, how to turn on the power of ChatGPT and AI. And so we'll do an introduction of Cristina DiGiacomo in just a moment, but I just wanted to mention I'm Kathleen Caldwell, founder of this marvelous council. I am a supporter of all things coaches, consultants, light workers, change makers in the world, and I've been a coach since 1998. So I am committed to coaching and consulting. I love it. It is my life. And I'm so delighted to be leading this council because I'm a leader of leaders. How's that? And so, first of all, we'd love to welcome our newest council members. And we'd love to turn the podium over to our newest C-Suite Network Women's Coaching and Consulting Council esteemed faculty member, Sonia Jante. And so, Sonia, we'd love to pivot over to you for a moment to tell us briefly about, because we're going to be doing your program coming up. We're so excited on December 7th. You're going to have the podium for yourself to talk about a really key thing as we turn the calendar to 2024. So, Sonia, I'm going to just pause the slides. We'd love to have you share a little bit about yourself if you'd like to, and just formally welcome you. And we just love welcoming you all the time. Every time we have a program, we want to welcome you and our other newest esteemed faculty member, Barbara, which we'll introduce her in a moment as well. So Sonia, welcome to our council.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the group. Rana, for your information, I've listened in on several meetings, and every single meeting, I always walk away with, boy, they really support each other. This is a group that is thinking along the same lines that I am, and I'm excited to figure out a way for all of us to contribute to each other. So that's the feeling I've had, and I think I've been on 4 meetings so far. So that's my experience. I'm excited for the program that I'm going to be doing on December 7th because I have used these tools with many of the coaching clients that I've worked with for 25 years. And one of the things that came to mind today was I'm going to be sharing both the tool behind the book that I wrote about how to be a whole brain thinker in a sense, but also in conjunction with a questionnaire that I designed for executives transitioning from 1 year, reflecting on 1 year, getting the insights you need so that you can come up with the year you want in the next year. And I was thinking about this because I'm going to be having an actual phone conversation with a leader that used this about 12 years ago. When he was in a transition, he owned a firm, he was part of several partners, and he'd come to the conclusion that he didn't want to do that anymore. But he didn't want to let his partners down, and he wasn't sure what he wanted to do. And so we spent some time working on things, and he now has been able to go on. He now teaches at a university level, the discipline that he honed in for 25, 30 years. And the thing that I found interesting is two of his partners that I knew have retired recently. And I thought he never let them down. They were able to make a very smooth transition because they were able to arrive at the right conclusions. So I've used these tools, they work. And that's why I'm excited to share.
Very, very, very nice. Sonia, thank you. We are so excited. We're leaning in for December. We don't want to have the month of November go by quickly, but we are leaning into your program on December 7th. So thank you. Thank you. Good. And a big shout out, of course, to Carol Kammerer, who introduced us to you, Sonia. So thank you for that. Big shout out for you, Carol. Thank you. Yeah, great. So welcome. And we are growing. We're going to be doing a very, very exciting and extensive registration drive in the new year, welcoming more coaches and consultants. So be on the lookout for that because we need a home, don't we, sisters? We need a home. And I couldn't find a home out there in the world that felt right to me, that was nurturing, that was learning, that was growing, and a environment where we really believed in co-acceleration versus competition. So those are things that we really value. So we'd also like to let you know that Barbara Fronta will be joining us in the next couple of weeks. on our program. She'll be leading a program too. Barbara is extraordinary. She is a healthcare IT thought leader and visionary. And so she is a strategic consultant. She works with large healthcare systems. Barbara, I've known for 7 years. Barbara is brilliant, and she is a very heart-centered, awesome person. So you'll get to know Barbara as well. We're welcoming her. So with that, I'd love to set the stage for just a moment about our program today. There's not another person on the planet that I wanted to feature and to promote, showcase, and highlight other than Cristina DiGiacomo on this important topic. So as we turn the calendar to next year, we're all thinking about leaning into what are our clients dealing with? What's the world dealing with? How can we bring more light, more opportunity, more possibility, more positivity, more solutions, more strategies, more community? I mean, the list could go on, and you're doing each of this. I know that. And so, you can't open up a headline or a news feed and not see that really the theme is being branded, according to the media, of 2024 being the great uncertainty. And so there's a lot of things happening, with the economy, with the world, with, on and on and on. Something that I didn't even know about it until I flipped through and saw a Reuters story that Chicago, here in the Midwest, dealing with concerns from the rains that didn't happen this fall and this summer, so grain prices are impacted. Who knew? Okay. So we have an opportunity to be using all of the key technology and everything available to us to rise above the noise. And I espouse this frequently, that the world has changed since COVID. Pre-COVID, there were about 2 million or so coaches, consultants on LinkedIn. Now the number has literally tripled or more. So there are more people with the moniker coach consultant. I think that's great, because I think with a world of 8 billion people, if every coach, every one of those 8 billion people has a coach, which I think we should, we've got a lot of work to do. So I think there's a lot of opportunity. Plus, coaching has now become mainstream. And so having a coach for your team, your corporation, your organization, yourself, is absolutely critical. Okay, so we've got a lot of things to do. And in order to have the success we need, we've got to be optimizing our resources. This whole thing about ChatGPT and AI, it's everywhere. And so we've got to be up on how to use it, how to utilize it, and how to turn on its power. So the most perfect person to talk about that, to get us out of any confused, unclear, perplexed feelings or emotions, is our guest speaker, esteemed faculty member, Cristina DiGiacomo. So welcome to Cristina. Cristina is the author of this brilliant book, Wise Up at Work. Cristina utilizes and takes philosophy and brings it into the mainstream. She brings it into corporations, organizations, groups, to bring wisdom back in the workplace. Cristina is the person that I have to say, we talk about things, we discuss things, and Cristina is like split second taking action. She has such a bias towards action. And that's what we've got to learn today, sisters. We've got to learn how to use this technology and really start taking powerful actions. And so Cristina is also the founder of the Philosophers Council. She's also the founder of the AI Mastermind Group, or AIM. How brilliant, Cristina. She is a contributing advisor for the C-Suite Network, esteemed faculty member for C-Suite Network Women's Coaching and Consulting, and most importantly, one of my dear friends. So with that, Cristina, I'd love to turn the podium over to you. You've got a really robust program today. So let's take ourselves off mute. Give Cristina a round of applause here. Welcome, Cristina.
Thank you.
Turning the podium over to you.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. And hi, everyone. All right. So today is going to be a little bit blow your hair back, but that's okay. That's okay. I've got you. All right. So before we get started, I wanted to let you know that this is actually my 4th session with Kathleen's group around AI and ChatGPT. So I highly recommend, and I believe Kathleen's got all of my sessions already on her YouTube channel. The first couple of sessions are really that kind of, here's how to use it, here's how to use ChatGPT, here's, you know, here are just some very basic things. So don't worry if this presentation coming up feels very advanced. I still have you, because I'm going to put my Calendly link in the chat where you can schedule some one-on-one time with me, so that I can get you up to speed if you need just sort of like, I have no idea what's going on and I just need to get up to speed. Or if you've got more advanced questions or specific needs related to your work, I can help you with that too. So just in general, you can look at me as someone who is out there in the advising consulting space, who also has a passion for technology. I just happen to have a passion for technology, and specifically artificial intelligence. But you can look at me as someone who has used AI to blast off. And I'm constantly looking for new tools, new platforms that kind of help me optimize and expand my work into areas that I never thought I could. So, you know, so I'm definitely a resource for you. Okay, so let's get started. If you have any specific questions, like you didn't hear what I said, or there's a particular language or word I used that you weren't clear on, please put it in the chat. I don't want to advance if you have questions like that. At the end, we can absolutely open up to questions, no problem. And there will be a replay of this, and I will give Kathleen access to this presentation. So you definitely can go back and refer to it at a slower pace, because we're about to take off. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. So Robin touched on this. AI's been here, ChatGPT's been here. People have been doing a lot with it, a lot of experimenting. We are now in the phase of mainstream adoption and momentum. So the theme for this presentation is momentum. This is assuming you've had some familiarity with some tools, and it's now about doing deeper dives and really leveraging ChatGPT and AI for specifically coaches and consultants. Okay, so again, leverage. One of the things that makes me very sad, a sad panda, like the pandas that are going back to China, is women who are entrepreneurs out there working really hard, and they don't have leverage. What I mean by that is that you may be unaware or not familiar with the things that can really help you set aside the angst, the procrastination, all the things that may be holding you back, and get you working in your space of genius, in your zone of genius. And so what AI tools and ChatGPT do is create leverage, whether that's giving you giving you inputs and data for doing market research, creating personalized coaching experiences, dealing with administrative tasks. It's really about helping you do better work. Okay, it's not about replacing you, it's helping you do better work. And so what we're going to go over today are things that are going to give you even more leverage. As Kathleen said, coaching has become mainstream, right? Kathleen, that's what you said. So the good news is coaching has become mainstream. The bad news is coaching has become mainstream. So any bit of leverage that you can have over people who are adjacent in your space makes it all the more important. It means you go to market faster with your content, your ideas, and your expertise. Okay. So that's all we're talking about here. Okay. All right. Few things about ChatGPT that are kind of new or that I really kind of want to zoom in on, you know, as an extension of my previous sessions. ChatGPT now can see, hear, speak, and shield. What I mean is you can now upload images into ChatGPT and it will analyze them for you. Okay. So if you've got charts, data, even if it's images, you can upload it in ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT, can you analyze this data for me and create a summary? So let's say you have a client that's just given you a bunch of like consumer research and you have to dive into that. ChatGPT can deal with that for you and help you analyze it. And also, and that way you can be the coach and consultant that says, give me your quantitative data. Oh my God, what coach can say that? No one. So, you know, it'll help enable, give you the confidence to really dig in with clients, especially at the enterprise level. It can hear, you can talk to it. So it now has a mode where you can speak to it and it can speak back to you. So for those of you who may have some, you know, maybe more auditory, want to have a more natural conversation with ChatGPT, you can do that. And shield. ChatGPT now has a copyright shield. So anything that it generates or that you generate within it, it will tell you if you are infringing on copyrights. This has been a big, big issue with a lot of these AI tools, especially content creation tools, are, you know, plagiarizing or, you know, worries about that. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Again, I cannot emphasize enough how amazing ChatGPT is for market research. The new ChatGPT now has a data set up to the current times. When ChatGPT first came out, it only had a data set from up to 2021. Now it is game on. So you can input into ChatGPT, this is my target audience. What are the top 5 things they are worried about right now, right? So you can start doing that market research. You can start even intersecting your target audience with, you know, what are the kind of partnerships or adjacent marketplaces my target audience is interested in? What kind of content are they consuming? What kind of media are they consuming? And also, you can use ChatGPT to really think about current events. ChatGPT, I'm an XYZ coach or an XYZ consultant. Are there any current events going on right now that not only affect my work, but that run into my work that maybe I could talk about? So ChatGPT can also help with personalized coaching experiences. And this is what I'm going to do a deep dive on today, is how you can use ChatGPT to help you create better coaching and consulting experiences. This is going to require notes. If you are a client note taker, if you've got really robust notes on your clients, you know, debriefs, anything, this, you know, the prerequisite for being able to do this is that you have a robust set of information about each one of your clients. And then I'll talk about prompts and exercises. Framework it, right? So as coaches and consultants, we all have to have like a signature framework, or when we do a workshop, we have to come up with some rubric for people to really anchor what it is that you're saying to the workshop. And ChatGPT, once again, I think does a stellar job. All you do is say, okay, my workshop, here's my workshop, and you upload your workshop, or you upload a summary of it. And then you ask ChatGPT, I need to come up with a framework or an acronym for my workshop that ties to the core idea and exercises, and ChatGPT will come up with some of the most brilliant stuff. I actually did this, Kathleen, with Nancy Geary. She's developing a class production, course creator course for C-Suite Network Academy. I worked with Nancy on how to name her program and use this framework method, and it just came out brilliant. I can't talk about exactly what it came out because I don't think it's been announced yet, but she was so happy with the results. FAQs. If you guys are, having the same questions over and over and over again in your enrollment calls or in your coaching calls, you're starting to see a pattern, throw it into ChatGPT and say, hey, am I optimizing on my answers? Maybe it'll help you create an FAQ to mitigate those questions so that you can really focus on your enrollment conversations or your coaching sessions. And then finally, you can do schedule creation in ChatGPT. I've put in ChatGPT, okay, today I have to write a blog post, have an enrollment call, come up with an agenda for my next council meeting, and make 3 appointments with like my doctors. How do I structure my day? And it will come up with an hour by hour schedule of exactly how your day should go. And it'll throw in a few extras like work out. This is when you should work out, or don't forget dinner, or don't forget to eat lunch. Like it'll throw some other more work-life balance stuff in there. But if you're just like in the weeds and you can't get to your calendar, or you just really don't even want to look at it, ChatGPT can help you with that. Okay, great. Moving on. So we're going to do a coach's deep dive. Now, not literally right now, get out your notes, but this is just my reminder to you that note-taking with your client sessions and as much information as that you can pull together about your clients is going to be so important. ChatGPT can help you develop a strategy, a coaching or consulting strategy for your clients. It can help you really drill down and evaluate your client needs. It can help you ask better coaching questions. So let's say you're in a situation with a client and maybe you guys are stuck. Maybe you're in a rut. Maybe they're just not progressing. This is where you can ask ChatGPT to brainstorm with you. What are some better questions I can ask to break the stalemate in this relationship? It can help you shift and reframe client perspectives and help you develop stories and fables and analogies or metaphors specifically related to the problem that your client may be experiencing. So just as an example, I've provided some prompts of what you can input into ChatGPT related to some of the things in the previous slide. Now, again, I want to reiterate to you, I've got you, okay? We can work through some of those things more on a one-on-one. That's totally fine. This is, again, just to give you a glimpse of what's possible. So let's say you've got some notes on a client. You take your notes, you upload them into ChatGPT and say, these are some notes from a client. Here's a synopsis of what's going on with my client. Then you ask ChatGPT can you give me some advanced techniques and exercise to help my client achieve, and you would put their desired outcome. So whatever, whether it's, delegating, or whether it's, a career assessment, whatever that is that you do. And what ChatGPT will do is it will come up maybe with some fresh ideas that you had never even thought about, based on what it sees out there in the marketplace and what it has learned are the best practices or even unique practices on how to address this particular question. Another prompt is, you are telling ChatGPT it's an expert coach. You are an expert coach. I will provide you with the client's specific situation, and your task is to tailor the questions for their specific case. Write expert level questions that can change the client's way of thinking. You can ask direct, indirect, metaphorical, and unexpected questions that can help the client's specific case. Do you understand? Now, again, this is where your notes become very, very important, because after you've uploaded your notes and given ChatGPT a sense of specifically what's going on with your client, this is the question that you ask it. Another prompt option is, write a fable based on my client's challenges that helps them see a deeper lesson in them and a way to overcome them. Use analogies, metaphors, or other storytelling tools. I will share with you my client's details, and your task is to create this fable. Do you understand? So you can put your notes in before or after. I've actually used this in an advising situation where I had a client who was just really having a hard time conceptualizing and connecting the dots between with a challenge that they were having and sort of the solution or practices I was providing. They saw it, but they just were having a hard time really like embodying it. And so I realized, well, let me see if I can come up with a metaphor, or let me see if I can come up with a story. And I did this exact exercise, and ChatGPT came up with like this really sweet story that exemplified what I was trying to teach, and what I wanted the client to learn. And they got it immediately. They were like, oh, now I get it. Okay. So it's such a brilliant way to use ChatGPT, but also a great tool and technique to connect your clients and add value. Okay, so wait, oops, nope. Okay, great. So I just have to close my blinds. Like the sun's like coming in like, sorry. Okay, great.
And Christina, how about if we take a quick pause here?
Oh, okay, sure.
Oh my gosh.
Here, I'll stop the share. I'll stop the share before I'll stop the share before I get into new tools. Hi Sheila, what's up?
Hello. Okay, Christina, you promised blowing our hair back. I've got a whole page of notes ready. So is this a good time to do some quick Q&A, Christina?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure we're getting in by 2, because I know this ends at 2.
Yes, absolutely. Good. So how about to make things quick, very quick and succinct. By the way, we have our own Cristina GPT. It's Cristina generative pre-trained transformer. So yes, very good. So how about that? Yes. Robin, did you have a question? Did you want to jump in? And may I say, my question is,
I have a quick question. So at this conference I referenced a little bit ago, they were developing an AI app or program specifically for positive psychology, which was my background in, called Sigma. So I'm wondering if, and it's like AI for positive psychology. I'm wondering, have you heard of that or other equivalent things where it's like ChatGPT, but it says it's specific for a specific industry? And are those as good as or as valid as ChatGPT?
So it depends on what Sigma's use case scenario is. If Sigma is meant for people to get it in a therapeutic context, okay, that's different than ChatGPT, very different. Okay, if Sigma is meant for psychologists to go in and be able to chat with it and pull out, you know, information or data, like it depends on who the end user is. So with Sigma, if the end user is people needing therapy or people needing, you know, did you get a sense?
I think I think it's for people who are like positive psychology practitioners to go in and get information, you know, that sort of thing. I don't think it's for like a patient.
Okay. So again, depending on the need, the use, my guess is it's basically an AI that has machine learned all the information out there or available academically and also online about positive psychology. And it is a research tool for people in the positive psychology. That is, again, still different than ChatGPT, because ChatGPT will do many other things. The Sigma is specifically for practitioners, and it's probably going to give you more accurate positive psychology data and information, but ChatGPT has different uses.
Okay. All right, great.
Sure.
Thank you.
Rana, did you want to ask me something?
Yeah, so as someone who uses ChatGPT a lot, and I tried a few other AI tools, to be honest, as a coach, I became very confused about those tools. Like there are so many, and they are attractive. I don't know if we really need them, and we cannot stay only with the ChatGPT, because if you want to like use so many at the end of the day, every month, it's a huge budget. So I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I still think that ChatGPT right now is a gold standard in terms of doing like the basic things that you would need, anything from, you know, developing content, coming up with your marketing plan or promotional plan, to you know, also coming up with like different exercises and workshop ideas, to video scripts. Like really, it's truly all you need. I do have a slide coming up of some other tools that I believe ChatGPT cannot do, but aren't so like, oh my God, like now I have to learn like a totally like new thing. It's just like small things that do these specific things very well. But I mean, I am still going to ChatGPT for everything. I have not found a huge value difference in the other platforms yet. They're supposed to look attractive. They're meant to look attractive. They want to pull you away from ChatGPT because they know that ChatGPT is the best.
And
You're on mute.
how many thousands of apps are being created every day, because it's it's AI hot technology. So
yeah, the latest number, Kathleen, is there's about 500 new AI tools that are coming out that are launching every month.
Yeah, no kidding. So as a coach consultant, you know, this is part of it, keeping our focus, obviously and the use cases that you're presenting, Cristina, are so applicable, you know, and what do you do, as a side note, Cristina, to not go down the rabbit hole? Because you love this and I love this too, but it's a real investigating all these things, you know, little investigation, great, but we could spend hours and days, you know, focusing on that and then going, oh, I have a coaching and consulting business, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What about that? Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry, Kathleen, did you finish?
No. I was going to say, what do you do to keep focused on the ROI, the leverage, and the momentum part of your themes for today?
Yes, thank you. So again, having a real clear understanding of yourself and your business and what you want to do is super important. it can get so easy to be like, oh, there's this like AI video creation tool that if I put in just a few prompts, it'll create a whole video series for me. And guess what? I don't do videos. Me personally, I do not do videos. I am not a YouTuber. I don't do video content. So for me to spend that time learning, now I'll do it for someone else. Like if someone's like, oh my God, I'm a YouTuber and I have no idea, like I'll do, I'll be like, okay, like I'll help them with it. But so you have to be super clear on your strategy, not only in terms of your business model, but also how you want to promote, what kinds of content you want to put out there, and stay in that, because you will be like, oh, look at it's all shiny things now.
Yeah, very good. Good. So thank you. And Cristina, you had some use cases and some specific apps that you've tested out and you've tried.
Yes.
You want to share with us?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
So, okay.
And we'll do some more Q&A before we complete as well. So
absolutely.
Get about our questions. Yep.
Okay. So this first, am I on mute? No. Okay.
No, you are good.
Okay. So this first one is called Intently. I love this. Okay. So it's a LinkedIn target audience search and connect. Now, what you do is it's very simple and easy to use and free. We love that. Well, there are paid tiers, but the free version is not too bad. So what you do is you put in the field, like I'm looking for, and you could do this, like I'm looking for my target audience, XYZ audience, and anyone who is talking about wellness or talking about nutrition or talking about whatever category you happen to be in, like Sheila talking about style. And what Intently will do is it will basically crawl every single post, article on LinkedIn of people that are talking about whatever it is that you've asked it. Excuse me. And not only that, it will pull up their profile. It will pull up the exact post in which you that it mentions the thing that you wanted it to serve up. And then you can directly go to that post and comment on that person. So for example, I put in one day, just for the heck of it, CEOs that are talking about philosophy, and it pulled up profiles of people who are talking about philosophy or use the word philosophy. And there were 2 CEOs that I ended up connecting with because a post from 3 months ago, they happened to say, hey, I really like this philosophy. And I commented on it, even though the post was 3 months old. I commented on it and was like, this is awesome. And then connected with them. And now I've got these 2 CEOs in my LinkedIn network. So that's what I love about Intently. So you can use it like that. So founderpal.ai is a user persona generator. So when you're thinking through your target audience and who they are, and if you need to kind of give it some life, that's what this does. So you input your target audience and it will create a person for you. It will give this target audience life. It'll give it dimension. It'll give maybe even some tidbits about this person that you really didn't know. So I like that, especially since in our work, understanding our target audience is like ground zero for our work. The next is Rival Flow AI. So one of the things that I think is really important is always refreshing your content, always revisiting your website. And so what this does is you can put your website URL and it will pull up, hey, you're kind of missing out on this. You're kind of, your description isn't really SEO optimized. This is how you should do it. You don't have a bio, like maybe you should add it. Also blog posts or any sort of digital content, you can add it to Rival Flow and it will rewrite it, refresh it for you with current SEO optimization. Now you can also do this in ChatGPT. Absolutely. However, I really liked Rival Flow's specificity with this in terms of this particular task, revisiting all of your content and probably doing it more efficiently and more in a more organized way, especially if you're a prolific poster, if you're a prolific, I mean, go back to those old LinkedIn articles, go back to those old LinkedIn posts, refresh that stuff, you know, absolutely. So mindos.com. So now there's this new thing called AI geniuses or AI helpers, assistants that are like specifically focused for certain things. So you can use an AI genius who's a genius just on marketing, and you can chat with it. And you could say, I need to come up with a marketing plan for a workshop that I'm doing in 3 months. Help me. There are AI geniuses for content creation. There are AI geniuses for finance. There's AI geniuses for coaching. So in other words, these are specific chat GPTs a little bit for that are just trained on a certain data set, on a certain amount of information specific to that category, whether it's marketing, finance, technology, content. And so what mindos.com has is a dashboard of all of these AI geniuses that you could go in and be like, oh, I need to talk to a marketing AI, and you'll find that. So I thought this was really interesting. Again, this is very, very new. Again, you could still use ChatGPT, but if you want things to be a little bit more compartmentalized in terms of, how you're using these tools, mindos.com might be a way to go. So, again, you want extra help, I'm here for it. Especially if you're new to this stuff and you really need a get up to speed tutorial or get started tutorial, I don't want you to be overwhelmed by this. This is a game changer for women. This is a game changer for coaches and consultants. You will get left behind by people who are leveraging these technologies, and I really don't want you to get left behind because you're all lovely and brilliant. I love you. Okay. Here's my contact information. I put, I think I put my LinkedIn already in the chat, and I'm going to put my Calendly link in the chat right now. So you are welcome to book some time with me. Sheila, say something nice about me, Sheila. I've worked with Sheila before.
You know what? I don't know where to start with you. So my gracious, you have just been amazing, and I've watched you from the beginning when ChatGPT came aboard, and you just rock started right away, and you've been so helpful to me in my business, and I've been able to use it. I also do some keynote speaking, so I've been able to use it to help me write a proposal for to do a speech, and every one that I've sent, I've gotten because of ChatGPT helping me. But you also have help me think outside of the box with my style and image business and how I can use AI to maybe create personas or that visual of somebody like, this is what I aspire to be. And so just so much great stuff, but I have landed speaking gigs because of your help understanding ChatGPT. And there's just so much. Sorry I was late, but amazing, absolutely worth watching again and over and over.
Thank you, Sheila. Mwah.
Mwah. That's right. That's right. Great.
Kathleen, I didn't know if you wanted to say anything, or should we just get to Zuli's question?
Yeah, let's get to Zuli's question. And then Cristina, thank you. So generous of you to invest your time in our council members here and our guests, to spend a few minutes with them, because it is really transformative. I'll speak firsthand. So, yep. And echo what Sheila said. Yeah. Zuli, your quick question as we complete
no,
here. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Cristina. And Sheila covered it, because my first question that I was going to ask you was, how did you get into this? I remember when ChatGPT got started and all of that. And I'm just so fascinated. I love it. I've done some courses on it, but I just loved your presentation. Question for you in terms of looking at Midjourney and some of the other, because I'm really more into the arts and designing. So how incorporate, or do you have any resources? And maybe I can touch bases with you after some point in the near future.
Definitely. So Midjourney is still, in my opinion, not 100% as user friendly as some of the other
I agree.
image creation tools that I've seen out there. Now, here's what's interesting. Canva has come up with an AI image generation tool. So if you're kind of already using Canva, it's not terrible. There is another tool, I think it's called Pick Story, but again, Zuli, book some time with me, put in the notes or send me a note like, hey, I'm looking for image creation stuff. So I could go back to my resources and super double check on that name. It's either Pictory or Pick Story, I'm not sure. Much better image creators out there than Midjourney.
Right.
Midjourney's still very in the nerdy bro AI kind of thing. If you're a developer, that's great, but it's still a bit cumbersome.
Great. Thanks a lot, Cristina. Thank you.
Good. Well, thank you, Cristina DiGiacomo. Hey, awesome. Yeah, yes.
Thank you.
So, sisters, we request that in LinkedIn, there's going to be a replay available within 24 hours. And I put in the chat our YouTube channel. Do a little shout out for Cristina and for our council and for each other about, about this broadcast, because, the key, I think, is, and Cristina related, this technology helps us get more leverage on our time, on our resources. However, you are the living, breathing, real person. You're the ChatGPT, you're the Carol GPT, the Zuli, the Rana, the Sheila, the Sonia, the Kathy, the Kathleen, GPT, generative, pre-trained transformer in our clients' lives. So technology will never take the place of you. Okay. So with that, good. Cristina, I'd love to just kind of wrap up with what's next. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, very good. And of course, Cristina, I know you speak for a lot of groups. You do a lot of talks within corporations, organizations, associations. So sisters, feel free, contact Cristina. She can, she'll be your partner in going to corporations. You lock arms together and the two of you can rise above everything that's going out there, so
yeah,
power of our sisterhood.
Like if you want to really take some of your workshops next level, like let me be your wingman and we can go create a program where we're sort of joining forces, and that way you can walk in to your clients and just offer something that maybe no one else can, and I'll provide you with whatever it is you need. I'll be your support.
Right. Thank you. And, what you're also demonstrating here, and we'll complete in 2 minutes, is when we're passionate about things, when we're all in on our businesses, our lives, our passion, our contribution, our part of the world, it's such a turn on. And so we get to turn on the power of AI and ChatGPT, but we also get to turn on our lives and our message and our thought leadership too. Cristina, I'm sure you would agree, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is really, as you've all said, this is your 4th session. We started back in February, I think was our first session. And so, just running with things, we don't have to have it all figured out. So, just getting in the game. And so as we complete this, I'd love to just also share with each of you this Saturday, we're having our 75th, 7-5 consecutive Saturday Women's Success Circle. And so this was a creation that was like an idea that was a divine download. Hey, you have a voice, use it to be powerful and to bring light to the world. Well, okay, 75 Saturdays later, 27 minutes. And so we're going to talk this Saturday about what gets in the way of us trying new things, the fear of the unknown, the fear of that tech barrier. That's the thing that I love. We're going to get underneath it for 27 minutes and come up with some great solutions. So come join us for that. And of course, we're taking 2 weeks off. Amazing. So next Thursday, we're going to be on retreat. And then the following Thursday in the United States of America, we are celebrating our Thanksgiving. But we will be back on the 30th because we're going to have a roundtable. Last month's future-proofing your business, your success, your life. It was so powerful that we're going to be doing it again with a new little twist. So be sure in 2 weeks, come join us for future-proofing your whole life and your business. Okay. So with that, thank you. Love to go around the room very, very quickly and ask, what's your biggest takeaway? What's your biggest takeaway from your time today? You invested an hour. Cristina invested so much in her present today. What's your biggest takeaway? This puts a little bookend on our time together. Who would like to jump in? Your biggest takeaway.
So many things that we can do. Oh my goodness. I would never have suggested that ChatGPT arrange my schedule. That is so cool. And the one that is CEOs talking about philosophy. Oh my goodness, how exciting is that?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And we just need to choose one thing, right, Carol? Just start with one thing.
So cool.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Great. Glad you're here. Thank you. Yeah. Who's next? Your biggest takeaway? Yes,
So
Sonia, thank you.
it's just being able to treat ChatGPT as an assistant so that you can figure out what is your specific niche in which you need assistance.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Great. We're so glad you're here. Bringing your wisdom, bringing your experience. Love it. Yes. Thank you. Good. Who's next? Biggest
I'll just throw in that I know I need to get spending more time on this and really focus on how can I use it. And yeah, Cristina, you definitely opened my eyes to so many different ways that we can apply it. So thank you.
Kathy, book some time with me.
Yes, I definitely will.
Because because knowing what you do and knowing there's so much. So let's do a deeper dive on your stuff. Okay.
Perfect. Yes.
Thank you. Good. Who's next? Biggest takeaway, Zuli.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, just the biggest for me right now is that you can use I had not even thought about using ChatGPT and some of the software to be able to look at my website and bring it up to date. So that's great. So for my nonprofit and some of the nonprofits that I volunteer in. So that's great. And the other thing I just want to comment, this is the second time I've been in the coaching session, and I just love it. And I just feel such a warm feeling. And so I'm really very trusting. And so I really thank you, Kathleen, for bringing us together and for being consistent and in this kind of approach. And I just love it. And all of you ladies are just wonderful to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you. As the Native Americans say, aho. Thank you. So aho. Yeah. Thank you. Rana, coming in, first time, biggest takeaway.
Yeah, I love the energy in the room and the sisterhood. And of course, I am going to try those new tools because in general, I tried so many, but because you recommended, I'm going to explore them. However, my biggest, I think, takeaway is to try the premium ChatGPT because I'm always concerned about confidentiality, and hoping that with the premium membership, maybe as you mentioned, there's a shield or something about protection for data protection. So we'll see. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I saw that you booked some time with me,
Yes.
Rana. So I'm super excited to I can't wait to roll up my sleeves and get in there, Rana.
Great. Thank you, Rana. We hope to see you again soon. Yes. Sheila, were you going to jump in as well? Your biggest takeaway?
Gosh, I know I only caught the last few minutes and there's so much. But one of the things that I love, Cristina, that you do is how important the prompts are for ChatGPT. And so you always bring so many great ideas to help us fine tune the prompts. So, you know, I love that you are an expert coach, right? Write a fable. I mean, I love those prompts that you always give us. So thank you.
Thank you.
Very great. Cristina, we'll give you the platform as we complete some final ideas. Calls to actions, take away. Yeah, thank you.
Do not be afraid of technology. Let it empower you, let it enable you. It is really, truly the only way where you can maximize your impact in this day and age. And so, and we're all here learning together, and there's so many resources available. So, you know, just get out there.
Thank you. Thank you. Good. Okay, sisters, what a great program. Again, so great to see you. Thank you again. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. And let's keep the magic going. Thanks very much. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Lots of love to each of you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Let me stop the programming.